TV the Star for the Star now. We back at T for this video. For this video's topic is gonna be the Manosphere. And is the Manosphere being canceled? Is this the beginning of the end for the Manosphere? Or in a better perspective, has the people that has infiltrated the Manosphere watered it down to where it's no longer actually a tangible progression for men as a whole, because they're turning it into something less educational and more entertaining. Lasso to V. Funny as hell.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Dude.
Shout out
Jackson,
O'Shea Dude
back
Jackson.
again with another episode of the.
That's why I said we back at T. We back at T.
Talk about a content
Yeah, I'm different.
Very
Here,
dear to our space. He's very dear to me. A personal friend of mine's. Mediocre tutorials and reviews. And I just want to say, personally, he's probably one of the most talented guys that we have. He is a graduate of a top 20 professional school as far as receiving an MBA. He was a very successful guy before he even came to YouTube. And just like myself, he's a professional school graduate. All right? So this is a man that had many options available to him before coming to this space. And if we want to talk about balance,
I could say we have a lot of us men. Not saying that I'm in the Manosphere, but I was a spectator of the Manosphere and the propaganda and the progression that I thought it was actually trying to become more beneficial, but in reality it turned out to be more detrimental. See, what are you doing? Don't you know that the Manosphere is detrimental? And T, if you keep growing up like this, and then people keep doing the Manosphere like this, then our kids are gonna be the ones that's suffering from all of this toxic Manosphere type energy that Fresh and Fit and a slew of other people have continued to just put out the negative stereotypes of women as a whole. And they are not necessarily giving anything tangible as far as the root causes of some of these things, or even solutions. As far as the solutions they give is they should find a dude as quick as they can, or they shouldn't have as many sexual partners. And those are the type of things that I did agree with. But the thing that I don't agree with is when every single week you just keep reinstating the same thing over and over and over and over, and then you're just looking for more exposure at this point, because now you're leaning more towards what is making your platform grow, as far as in revenue or streams.
and being fair to people. Nobody is more balanced than mediocre tutorials and reviews. Okay? He has operated this business at the highest level. I've had a chance to talk to him. I've talked.
Stop doing that. Alright, neither one of y'all come back in here.
That wasn't my fault.
You left the door open when you left. I walked out. So that wasn't your fault. See, being in the manosphere is just being a man in this world. Matter of fact, being in the manosphere is just being a man in this world. Yes, that we all share, which is what? The atmosphere. So, a lot of these gentlemen ain't in long-term relationships with significant others. A lot of these men have friendships with women that basically then put them in a friend zone situation. A lot of these men perpetuate to walk a certain path in life, but in reality or in their real life, they are looking towards or looking for the same shit that they telling their viewers not to look for. Here we go right here. See, look at this. I don't know how to explain this, but we're gonna break it down just from these two. Shout out to Mediocre. This is not about him. This is about the manosphere as a whole. So it's not singling him out. One day ago, he had 16 minutes of women admitting why they belong to the streets. Thought level over 9,000. They slayed me. This is all in his caption. And then less than 24 hours later, he posted another video and say why I'm leaving the manosphere. This is why, didn't I just say that? That they perpetuate a certain way that they live in life, but in reality, in their real life, they out here looking for the same thing that they telling their viewers that they should not be looking for. Where? Is the manosphere a good thing? Let's click on it for a second.
I had a bad day yesterday. I really don't know why. Well, I mean, I guess I can guess why. I didn't sleep well the night before. I think it was a combination of having like a little bit of a cold, and then I also drank too much coffee the day before.
This is how you start, Joe. Why you leaving the manosphere video, my dude? By telling 40,000 people, including me, because I clicked on it. So I'm a part of that 40,000 person. So I clicked on this video thinking I'm going to get a real explanation, or you going to start to point out some hypocrisies within the manosphere and different shit like that. But no, this whole 6 minutes you just basically went on a sentimental rant about a lot of different aspects to general things that people do in life, or general situations that we encounter with other people. So you didn't necessarily say anything about the manosphere specifically. Whoa. Make sure you that oat milk with that iced coffee. You heard me? Don't be being loud, people.
This is Institute for Family Studies. Now, they are drawing this from census data. They're drawing this from other research as well. So it's kind of an ag. It's a meta search, meta study. Okay. So I mean, you could just look at this right here. You want stats? Here's stats for you right now. Okay, one partner versus say 21 plus partners. I actually find it interesting that they say, you know what, after 21, forget it. We're not even going to keep stats for that anymore. So we can look at this right here, and
is this what the metaverse has came to, where we judging a woman's previous life choices or lifestyle based on algorithm type statistics and equations and shit like this? What type of geek type nerd shit is this? Nobody need a stat sheet or a stat chart to tailor a woman's body count with another woman's body count to get a better equation or a better statistic of which one you should goddamn want to date. That just is overboard. So this is where they keep, this is what I say, they just keep getting more and more repetitive. So they think they're bringing smarter people on here to articulate the same shit they saying in a more smarter manner, because they know they have a lot of, majority of their audience is just a whole bunch of fanboys and people that don't feel like they getting the girl that they qualify for regardless of their position in life. Because a lot of people that support, a lot of people in the Manosphere, they are people that are stable. You know, where they not the richest, but they definitely ain't the brokest either. So they able to donate X amount of dollars and participate with the channel and support the channel. And in return, they still on these people's channel looking for answers. And then the answers that they telling them is the same shit they think in their mind that they done already acquired. So now they had to find other little things to tell them, oh, maybe it's your size, or maybe you just got to be more of an asshole, or maybe you just got to be a little bit taller, or maybe you just got to don't pay for the first dates, or maybe you should already expect sex on the first date. And it's a whole other slew of shit. And now, like we got right here, they got a stat sheet. The Atlantic and marital satisfaction. Let's hear for a
if you look
second.
at this as also this source that the Family Studies Institute is taking this from is the General Survey Study, which, by the way, is the same study that we quote all the time when we talk about the decline in sex when it comes to men between the ages of 18 and 29. It's the same study that was drawn from. Okay, so this is it's CDC, it's Census Bureau, Statista, it's these guys as well.
So a whole bunch of probably sex deprived people themselves is creating these statistics. And the reason why these people are sex deprived, not based on 100% of what they're choosing to do with their lifestyle, but the other half of it is who they've been chosen to give their lifestyle over to. So a lot of people know once you get in certain brackets of working and careers and different things like that, your free time becomes less and less more free. So the less free time you have, in return, you have less time to interact with the opposite sex and build relationships and interact in more adult manners as far as sex. So now you didn't got to a point where you say, okay, I didn't sacrifice all this time, and I didn't necessarily get to have the free time to experience building relationships with the opposite sex. So how do I do that now? And then all of a sudden now you got these fresh and fit or mediocre tutorials that just keep on giving you the same rundown shit over and over and over and over and over, and basically just premeditating you to think a certain way and watering down your outside perspective of how you may have looked at women prior to the Manosphere coming out. Because a lot of people didn't think the way that people coming out with the Manosphere and stating a lot of that shit. But me being in a relationship for the last 10 years, I got somebody that can contest to the things that they've been saying, that they just started saying 1 and 2, 3 years ago, that I had already been almost insinuating our whole time being in a relationship. But us coming into a relationship so young, we really can't enforce or articulate the things that we actually, or structure or organize or cooperate or lead the best way that we may want to be able to lead, or the way that we see ourselves being able to lead, or the way I see myself being able to lead not only myself but her as well. So a lot of the stuff that they were saying, I've been saying this shit 10 years ago. So would that have been 2012, 2013, 2014, and I was probably only 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and we was going through our own ups and downs, tribulations. The same shit that a lot of people give up on each other for is the same shit that we stuck by each other through and kept pushing. And this is why we able to be the quote unquote power couple in our neck of the woods, where unbeknownst to me, a lot of people looking up to us. But as far as my girl, she as far obviously is in contact with more women around the area that we from, so they talk more. So then you can get to start to, she get a different perspective of how people look at us than how I see that men may look at our relationship as just when they see me like, oh damn, you still with such and such? Oh, that's what's up, bro. Hell yeah, real shit. Cause niggas, it ain't known for the motherfucker to be with somebody for 10+ years, and coming from the projects or the hoods or just the inner city. That shit ain't known, man. Facts. And if it is, motherfucker got babies by other people in between that shit. No, motherfucker ain't got no babies in between our 10 years. No type of stupid shit like that. We ain't even have no baby until we just had a baby a year or two, yeah, a year and a half ago. So that lets you know that we was in it for a different reason, and we wasn't just popping out kids just for the fuck of it. So this is why I say, is the Manosphere canceled? Is this the beginning of the end? Because a lot of people ain't even went through situations and relationships like I just stated that I've been in for 10 years. So I've been in these relationships since a teenager, going into my early 20s, and my other half, obviously, she was in her teens as well, going up into her early 20s. So it was harder back then, especially when we didn't have social media. But then when the social media came around, it was even harder to like stick through, because the temptation from all of the things that was going on that you can indulge yourself in virtually.
Also, just going to like attack me on, oh well, what about the source? You know, it's multiple sources.
Yeah.
So let's put that out there right now. Okay, so if you look at this and you look at, okay, what is marital satisfaction? Because in her video, she talks about like pair bonding. Okay, and we'll get to that point. Well, that's another kind of bullet point we have to cover here. But we have to kind of bring up what is pair bonding first, because what that is it's a misnomer. It's a mistake in terms. So using a terminology that does not relate to the statistics and the principles and the ideas about, you know, male paternity, or why is a woman's sexual past important. This is one figure amongst.
This is the shit that I'm saying right here, that I chose to take my bumps and lumps and bruises early on with my woman. So just imagine if I'm getting with a young girl and we in our teens, and we were both sexually active, and that's another story as far as the beginning and who we both are. I'll say that to my 100,000 subscriber goddamn story. You heard me though? Real shit. I think 100,000 subscribers, you a long way to go. Well, got a long way to go then. I'll see me when I get there. But the whole point of it is, when they say girls' body count matter, yada yada yada. Cool. I definitely agree with that. I definitely 100% understand where people coming from. But this is why I say I chose to take the discredit, the misjudgment, and the jealousy and envy and all those lumps and bruises earlier on. Because, like I was just stating, of course, we were both sexually active. So she had a few people that she had sex with, and I had a few people that we had sex with. Probably both under less than 5 for her and less than 5 to 10 for me. So when we got together, even the amount that she had, it was still almost a deterrent for me to take it serious. But then when I actually met her and we got to know each other, we instantly clicked. So damn near since the time that we met each other, we damn near ain't really been apart for no longer than a few weeks within 10 years. And that's the truth. And a lot of people can't say that about nobody that they didn't been in a relationship with, nobody that they know. Most people that can't sit around each other for weeks only, and let alone goddamn a decade. Come on, man. We done been around each other like this for the last 8 to 9, 10 years. Homeless and some more shit. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother victory of subscribers. Shout out to my other half, my wife. We still are going up this mountain, trying to get to the peak of our success, of our potential. And it's a steep hill we going up, but we ain't gonna stop going, even though sometimes we may have to take a break going up that hill to recoup and regurgitate the stuff that we didn't went through, or some of the stuff that been maybe slowing us from getting up the mountain at a quicker pace. This is the shit that they not saying in the manosphere, man, because they don't have any real relationships or shit like that to attest to be able to articulate or even put into perspective different ways of how you supposed to. Everybody gonna take their lumps and bruises at a different pace, but with women, you always gon' as a man, we always, with a woman, you always gonna take some type of what should I say? I don't want to say loss. I don't want to say loss, but you always gonna take some type of setback. You always gonna take some type of setback. So if the woman got a fat ass, and she goddamn fine as hell, and she your complexion, she just for you, she gonna have something that's gonna make you feel like you shouldn't take it to the next step, which is the setback. So a lot of us, man, y'all see what this is, man? Lasso to V. So if we already had into contemplation that if we found the girl that if we found the girl of our dreams, we should expect that she gonna come with some type of setback, and not saying it's gonna necessarily be on her that she's gonna be setting you back, or something that she doesn't want to redeem herself from. It's just gonna be something that happened in her past before she was able to be on a path to meet somebody like you. And this is the thing, when a woman meets a dude that accepts her for some of the things that she done, she grows a type of loyalty and attachment to that male. So then in return, if that male is on a certain level as far as visionary and being able to be educational and instill different information into that woman for the future, shit that she feel like she can be able to use if something happened to you. A lot of men ain't giving they woman anything to use if something happens to them. So then in return, the woman does what? When he go to jail or when he die, she had to move on and start fucking and doing whatever else she gonna do with other men because that man didn't actually instill enough intuition or knowledge or business um, ideas into that woman for her to be able to feel like she can progress in life properly and sustainably without having to set herself back and go with another man when she just was putting her all into one man, but subsequently a setback happened. So, excuse me. So I was saying, so if men should expect women to have a setback or to come with at least one type of setback, we will be more better off because then we will know that we can let our guard down and give more women that we feel got more potential, more chances, or more of a opportunity to prove themselves or to redeem themselves for the things that we look at as a setback. So in return, women's only setback with men, honestly, is not if they cheating on them and stuff like that. Is if the woman has a good man and he's instilling the right things in her as far as information, knowledge, and different characteristics of how she should carry herself in life and be able to progress in life. The only setback women like that can have is if something untimely happens to that man, as far as death, jail, or just something out of the blue where neither one of them were necessarily expecting it. So that is really the only setback for women is when they in a good relationship, a relationship that they was loyal to, that they were putting they all into, and then something untimely happens to that young man. And this is what we see a lot going on, is not that the men are actually leaving their kids nowadays in the modern day. A lot of the young good men like FBG Duck, King Von, and a slew of other young brothers from Chicago and everywhere else that got kids. Matter of fact, like the dude in Philly that was just got gunned down while carrying his fucking baby in a car seat. And they shot the man down, shot him all in his face, his neck, and his chest. Ain't no telling what he done did, but the simple fact that he was holding his baby and y'all still gunned him down the way y'all did like that and shot him in the face, this is why I say it. So it's not a lot of our young fathers that's actually leaving their kids nowadays. They just being killed. So if we killing off all of the good father, and then we got geek ass motherfuckers like this coming out here and putting out statistics about women and what they should be doing or what they shouldn't be doing, and talking about all the men and what they should be doing, but when in reality all the good fathers that's not on the internet, they just being either locked up from circumstances or being killed from their environment. And is this the manosphere? Who? This is what I said. If you a man living in this atmosphere, we all are part of the manosphere. So to have I think it's some subset genre of being a man and being in the manosphere is some illusion all in its fucking self. Because if it ain't progressive, it's digressive. So all I see is this shit is backtracking. If we have to keep going back to data and statistics of shit that they did long ago, instead of looking forward and looking at some of the other platforms or some of the other people that are speaking about it in a different manner and don't keep on repetitively putting out the same content week after week. 16 minutes of women getting bashed on, 16 minutes of women holding women accountable, 16 minutes of men holding women accountable, and all this other mumbo jumbo shit. This is why the manosphere is dying out, because a lot of the men that's in the Manosphere, they're getting tired of hearing the same shit over and over and over. And a lot of those men are even trying to implement some of the things that's going on. But since we have social media now, and the Manosphere is on social media, that means the women are becoming more privy to the same information that the men are getting. So even the men that are going out there trying to play this alpha Manosphere type manner, they getting turned down. So in return, guess what they got to do? They got to keep tuning in to think they're going to get more and more better information. So the next time they go out, it might be a better chance that they're going to be able to talk the draws off of the girl. I think I'm done, man. This the Manosphere. This is TV Lestat from the start now. Fuck all that red pill shit. Fuck all that Manosphere shit. Shout out to Sir Drop. Shout out to Bro Sanchez. And guess what it is for real? It's the Pimple Sphere. And I heard it first from Sir Drop. We out. Y'all see what it is?